Hey, what's up guys? Today I thought I'd show you 5 more tips for new players of Ironsight. You can check out the original video here or at the end of the video, but the tips in this video are still useful on their own. It's just the type of tips that are better the earlier you know them. But right before we get into all of that, let's talk about today's sponsor. TheColdestWater pride themselves in having durable and superior products, from coolers to backpacks, and we can't forget their specialty for having the coldest water bottles. You can be at school or at the gym or even just gaming. These quality water bottles will stay cold for up to 36 hours, and even if you prefer hot drinks, these bottles stay hot for up to 13 hours. I've actually enjoyed using this water bottle, and my first impressions are good. I'm used to using water bottles, so this is a very welcome change for me personally. They are just all around quality, and if you want to buy your one quality water bottle that you can use every day, then be sure to check the link in the description and to use my code for 10% off when checking out the coldest water bottle. Alright, let's get back to the video. Okay, now starting with this first tip, this has to do with the different types of sights. I did mention the monitoring sight in the last tips video, but something very important that goes hand in hand with it is the small red dot. You're able to pick all these different shapes and designs for your red dot sight, and to make it simple, the small red dot is just the best one. It makes it easier to see the enemy, and you're able to put it on like all of your sights, from the detecting sight, to the ACOG sight, to the classic red dot sight. It's also very cheap at only 1000 GP. It can be fun to switch up your red dot sight for fun, but if you just want the best one, make sure you're not missing out and use the small red dot. So I feel like this next tip is very underrated and some people have picked up on it, and for those of us who have, we're like in a secret little club, and that is using the EMP launcher. This has to be one of the most underrated secondaries in the game. The first obvious thing I have to say is that this is a tool, not a lethal weapon, and it's a very useful tool if you use it correctly. Basically, you're gonna be shooting down UAVs most of the time, which can be very useful in team deathmatch, but also when you're playing modes like Secure Point, it can be very useful to have one teammate taking down Hydras, fly traps, shield drones, even Gorgon systems, just anything. Being able to take out enemy kill streaks with a single shot is a very nice convenience. As long as you get used to not having a lethal secondary, I'd highly recommend using the EMP launcher. Also, a fun fact about the EMP launcher before getting into this third tip. It's also like the easiest and fastest gun to get gold because you don't actually need kills, which is why I have it gold. But with this next tip, it's very basic, so I'll try to get it out of the way, and that is using the right perks. Now there's a lot of different factors when using different perks, so I'm going to tell you my perk setups for different game modes and classes. So for TDM, assuming I'm using an SMG or AR, in this first perk slot, I'm always going to use Quick Reload. It's just like the best one. Now for the second perk slot, I always use Double Time, but Feather Steps is also really good if you could use sound to your advantage. Now finally with the third perk, I always use Quick Recovery unless I'm using a stim shot. It's just that good to get your health back that much faster. So those are the perks I use for TDM every single time. But let's say you're playing a mode like Secure Point. I would change just about every single perk. Just to quickly tell you, the first perk I would change to Nimble Hands, and this can be situational, like if you're using the very useful stim shot, and a combo with the second perk I would change, and that is to Gear Pouch. I just find it fun and useful to have two fast-throwing lethals, especially if they're an explosive knife, and using your stim shot even faster, or being able to throw your tacticals faster on the objective. And the last perk I would change for Secure Point is Blast Protection. It's just to protect you from the people watching this video who are gonna use Gear Pouch to throw 2 grenades at you. But that's my perk setups for TDM and Secure Point, the only game modes I actually play. And I guess quickly for the snipers, I'd use quick aim, double time, and quick recovery. Alright, I spent more time talking about the perks than I thought. Let's move on. So some tips involving the currency. If you don't know what to spend your first chips on, or if you didn't already get it, I'd highly recommend getting this QBZ Panda deal. Something I sometimes struggle to do is find good value for my chips, and I could tell you getting this deal for 220 chips is very good. Lots of skins that look just as good or worse can cost double that or more. Plus you get this cool silencer to go with it. This is my most used gun right now because I only like using guns with good skins for that repair cost and XP bonus. And this happens to be one of the better guns in the game, so make sure you get this as the best guaranteed deal that chips can buy. Finally, with this last tip, it's kind of like the last one where I'm recommending you to buy something, but this time we're dealing with the real money currency. There's many different options of things to buy in the store, but I think a lot of it is overpriced or you should wait for a sale. But one thing that is always worth it and a good deal is the orange starter pack. It costs about $8 to $9, and judging from my memory and looking at the picture, you get a 30% GP and XP boost for a week, a charm slot for any weapon, a crate that guarantees a cool knife, and a supply crate that guarantees a cool skin, and I think maybe one other thing, but either way, that's a good deal. Just being able to get a good guaranteed weapon and knife skin is worth it, but you also get other useful things like the 30% boost for a while, and the charm slot to put on your cool new weapon. Yeah, the only other thing that can top this is the battle pass. If you're playing this game while there's a battle pass, then you should likely buy it. It's too late to get the battle pass I'm showing in this video, but if you can get at least 10 or 30 tiers or so, then you already got more content than what you paid for compared to everything else in this game. If you were to spend any real money on this game, then make sure you get the orange starter pack or the battle pass. But there you guys have it, my video on 5 more tips for Ironsight. Man, I hope you guys took a shot for every time I said tips, cause boy, I said it a lot. But the first tip video I made did pretty good, so I wanted to make another one. I tried to think of different types of Ironsight videos I can make that are personal, or have longevity, or are useful, and so far I'm going with experience and tip videos. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if any of these tips helped or were new to you, or if you just enjoyed. Drop a comment with any opinion or tips on Ironsight. Don't forget to subscribe or turn on the bell for more gaming videos. Be sure to check out my other Ironsight videos, including the first tips video I made and my 150-hour experience. Don't worry, I'm working on the 300-hour experience video if it's not already done. I appreciate you guys watching the entire video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.